Hello friends, this is Christian Wiese. Today I wanted to discuss the theme, never mind a little madness. So let me start with an anecdote. Before my awakening actually, we had some sort of a spiritual day at work, and a few experts were invited, and one of them was a meditation teacher, and it was a pleasurable half an hour of meditation and a little talk. But afterwards my boss came to me and said, did you observe that actually behind that serenity and measured speaking there was actually a volcano bubbling beneath the surface? And I thought that was an interesting observation. There was really something not quite 100% authentic about his energy. By that time I didn't know much about energy, whereas now I've become much more sensitive. I don't know, maybe he had a bad day, doesn't really matter. But I wanted to say is, there's always that strive in the spiritual community to be measured, to be serene, to respond, not to react. And that is fine. But I'd say do not override what is bubbling beneath the surface in the attempt to be spiritual. That is not healthy at all. So I would like to share two things. One, there's actually an upside in the volatility that we mind. So the depression to exuberance, there is an upside in that. And the second thing is that, of course, that volatility is experienced as quite painful. And of course there are ways to help you with that. And we actually have put out a book which is called Letting Go, Release Your Suffering. I will add that link at the end of the presentation. So if you suffer with that bipolar state, then certainly we can help with that. But otherwise, I'd say do not fall for the idea that you should be always measured, because what happens is as we go from depression to exuberance, it's almost like the energy of the self is kind of stretched, and often in that process something breaks and the light is streaming in, and that is often the beginning of a spiritual experience. So I've had many people reaching out to me who either in the past were depressed or actually did suffer from bipolar. I have a personal experience with bipolar because my father was bipolar and suffered over many years, so I've become quite sensitive to that energy. But painful as it is, it often actually starts the spiritual quest, because all you need to see is the light once, and then you will never let go of that desire to be surrounded by the light, because it's just such an uplifting experience that we then say, well, we know it's inside, there must be a way to find it. So I would go away from that dictate that we have to be measured. I would much rather say observe yourself in action. When you feel depressed, when you feel exuberant, don't try to impose anything, just be mindful of it. Have you noticed when you hang out, I hope you have had the opportunity to hang out with the more advanced souls. I've had the pleasure. There is just something very unique about them. There is an inner peace, an inner happiness. It's almost like a vibration, and while being with them, we become part of that vibration. Our systems kind of synchronized, and then when we go our separate ways, of course, we're left with ourselves once again. But in a sense, that is really that is really the state that we are after, and that is the state that one day we will have for ourselves. Everybody who's on an awakening journey is guaranteed peace of mind and serenity at the end of it, because it's our birthright. And in between, we just shouldn't mind the volatility. We shouldn't mind the madness that may have happened on one day or the other. But spirituality, of course, is right in insisting that if you want to be always connected to that state that is beyond self, then of course equanimity of mind is a prerequisite. So just being mindful, again, the healing journey which you can embark on, and you will find results, and we can even help you with that. But otherwise, just don't mind a little madness. Accept it as part of the process, and just be mindful when the self is down. Be mindful when the self is up. You're neither. You're beneath it, or above it, or behind it. It doesn't matter. And in a sense, I don't want to say welcome volatility, but don't mind it either. Just embrace the ride and embark on healing, and equanimity of mind is yours to capture. All right, hope you found that helpful. All the best. Bye.